Yes, people, welcome to another video on the channel. It's been, I think, 8-9 months since my last upload. It's been a while, and I've recently got a new camera, so I thought, let's create a video. It's been a while, and I think I was mainly just looking back at some old videos as well, and just looking back on my whole journey. And I think making these type of videos as well, it's just good to document everything, and even to share my story as well, because I don't believe I've actually done that yet on this channel. It's just been just results based and teaching people how I've got results for other clients. It's not been more of a sit down, just actually speaking about my experience, my journey, things like that. So I thought, why not, right? So I think the first videos on this channel was back when I was just living in a house share, back when I think I was paying like 400-500 pounds a month in a house share. And you can see it back to the first video on my channel, where as you can see, it's a whole completely different setup to where I'm at now within my life, where I'm living, where the business is at. And with where the business is at, I mean, I've got to the stage where now I'm running a business where it's doing around $70,000 per month. So I can't complain, things are going really good. But ultimately, I just thought I'd just kind of share my story and just go through where, like how I started. I mean, when I first started, I was around 16 years old. That was when I was dabbling into a lot of YouTube videos, doing freelancing, trying to set up a lot of different Instagram pages to sell dropshipping brands. Because back then, just did not have the money. I was broke. As you can imagine, 16 years old. You know what I mean? Living with your parents. So just trying to create Instagram posts, trying to create theme pages, then doing dropshipping around those theme pages as well. Started doing that. As you can imagine, that didn't work out the best. The main thing, I then learned Facebook ads, doing freelancing for that. And whilst I was doing that, I was working at, I remember I was at a factory, moving boxes late at night, then on weekends at a call center for an energy company, just dealing with customer complaints. And you can imagine the stress dealing with that. Pissed off customers all the time that their electric's not working or their heating. So that was fun. Then on top of that as well, Monday to Friday in the day, actually being an engineer in a house for a job I fucking hated at the time. As you can imagine, I was low times, I'll be honest. So from that, then I found out I stopped doing the late night shifts at the warehouse, stopped doing the weekend job to get more time to focus on doing Facebook ads, trying to run an agency. Then actually started to work for an agency in my city, and basically I'm very grateful for the team actually being hired by the agency and my boss at the time as well. Well, even now, was proper legend. I got full respect for her for teaching me so much. And I think for anyone who's trying to get into the agency space or business in general, I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to client communication, really fumble with that. I feel like it's such a big thing in your head. You make it such a bigger thing where you get so when you are speaking to clients, right, you get so nervous and you make it a bigger deal. And I was like that. I remember when I first started speaking to my first ever client. It was a client that the agency got at the time, and because I was speaking to them, and just because of how nervous I was, we actually ended up the client actually ended up leaving because I was their account manager at the time, and they just didn't have no confidence in me. And I can't blame them. I was terrible at the time, but now I've got to the stage where client communication is easy. I'm responsible for the sales of getting new clients for the business. So it's funny to think that. So I think anyone who does struggle with that or finds it to be such a daunting thing where they feel anxious, it does get better over time. It's the best way to describe it. It's literally like riding a bike. And I've had people on my team that I've trained up who've felt the same way when it comes to client communication. And I've just give them advice and taught them up on the same exact thing as well. So yeah, did that. Then was at that job for a year. Then basically, after being there for the year, I ended up leaving to pursue my agency at the time. It's called Ellis Media at the time, full time. And funny enough, just before I left my job, I hired my first employee, who today is my business partner for the main agency that I do. And that's a completely another story in itself. But no, so left there, basically started a paid ads agency doing just paid ads. Ended up getting to around 20k 25k per month. I think the highest month I ever did with that agency was around £30,000 per month. So I mean, what's that, $40,000, right? So $40,000 per month for that agency. And what I found out, if you know, you know, right, about all the Facebook ads, how with what was it now? It was something to do with it's gonna come to my mind. Basically, like with the privacy updates, and the tracking wasn't as good. And but yeah, well, yeah, it was the tracking wasn't as good anymore, and the results kind of just tanked for a lot of people. And I kind of just thought, let's just try something else, because this is not getting to the stage I want it to when it came to service delivery. So what I ended up doing was email marketing instead. What I'm doing now with my business partner, who was my employee for my first agency, and now in that agency that's doing around $70,000 per month, and the goal for that is to get it to surpass 100k, become a 7-figure annual business as well. So that's how we started. Well, that's how I started, basically, in terms of getting into the whole space where I'm at now. I'll definitely recommend anybody who's thinking about it, definitely get mentorship. You just need that if you're starting out, otherwise you're going to be learning it all yourself. Great mentors I got was definitely my first one being my boss at the time, because she was running her own agency, so I learned a lot from that. But then a lot of these other gurus as well, I can't lie, a lot of worse shit, but there were some that are really good and I learned a lot from, and definitely even networking as well. But I mean, if you've got any questions as well when it comes to running the agency, I mean, just definitely just send me a message on Instagram. That'll be probably most likely in the description somewhere. On top of that as well, outside of the revenue goal, the main goal as well is to have the agency self-automated. So on top of the team members who are helping with the service delivery, we've got somebody to look over the team members with the project management. So it takes, as you can imagine, a lot of time off us as well. But I'm currently responsible for a lot of operations still and the sales. So getting to the point where that's outsourced, we found somebody else for that, and I can fully step out of the business whilst it's still self-automated. I think that'd be the biggest goal, and that'd be great as well, you know. But yeah, I don't know how long this video is actually gonna turn out to be, but just thought I'd hop on, kind of document my story, try out this new camera, make a video, since I know how long it's been. But honestly, if you've got any questions about agency side of things, running an agency, building that up, starting out, like I said, just hit me up on Instagram. Like I said, any questions, I'll get back to you and just try to help you out as much as I can. And on top of that as well, subscribe, like the video. It's very typical, but much appreciated. It's been good to see those numbers go up. And I'm actually planning now with this new camera to make some more videos as well, even potentially videos on how I've built the agency up. So it just gives you guys, you're watching, this advice if you want to do that as well. But no, appreciate you guys watching the video anyway. My name has been Luke Ellis, and I'll see you on the next video.